listening to the Nerdy Reads podcast, a hipster goblin media production.
All right, guys. Hello. My name is Blake. I'm with Nerdy Reads podcast, the comic book division. You may recognize me from the previous Optic Blast broadcast. Here we are, Nerdy Reads podcast, cover to cover, all your nerdy books. And I'm going into comic books. This is a comic book review, kind of a teaser, a review of a new comic that is out on the Marvel Unlimited app. I love the Marvel Rivals video game. If you've been plugging away hours in that, this is a comic book that coincides with the video game. I found it. It's in the Marvel Unlimited app. I'll be honest. I don't know if they brought these things to print yet. I hope they do. I'd love to collect them. Right now, they have the first 6 issues on the Marvel Rivals, on the Marvel Unlimited app. So I brought my little tablet here with me. Like I said, I don't know if they brought these to print yet, but I did bring my tablet with me, and I do have the book here. This is a 6-issue series as of right now. They're going to keep making more issues. It kind of leaves on a great cliffhanger, but that's issue 1. What we do is we go through Marvel Rivals, and we understand why are we going through these different stages with all these different characters. If you're not sure what I'm talking about with Marvel Rivals, and you just stumbled upon this video, Marvel Rivals is a 6 versus 6 third-person hero shooter. Your different heroes, you battle each other for points on a game, maybe trying to push a payload across the screen on a map or hold down, lock down points on a game. Very much like Overwatch, if you've ever heard of that. In fact, a lot of the developers from Overwatch have made Marvel Rivals, so there's a lot of fun similarities there. I was a big Overwatch person, so I spent a lot of time in that game. And one thing I loved about it was all the lore. The lore of Overwatch was very hard to find. You had to kind of figure it out yourself. Marvel Rivals leaves you a lot of breadcrumbs, but they also have this little comic to go with it to kind of really help flesh out the story. So we're going to start out in issue 1. The screen is awesome. We had it up. You got Spider-Man, Jeff the Shark, Luna Snow, Captain America, all of them coming through. It kind of introduces you to what we assume is this is Galactica. So we assume this is Galactus' daughter. She kind of mentions something about that. And she's explaining how all these different dimensions and time areas have come together into one. And that's kind of explains how all the heroes are together. So we get introduced to the Tokyo level, Tokyo 2099. So if you play the game, that's a level you can go to. And there's all these like stories and lore going on. There's a Master Weaver, this big spider type character. And then there's his apprentice, Spider Zero. It's like a girl Spider-Man. Everybody's wearing Spider-Man mask in Tokyo 2099. So the Web of Destiny has been damaged. And there's a rift. And Master Weaver and Spider Zero, his apprentice, they have different opinions on how do they fix this Web of Destiny. So what's going on is the time string entanglement is what they call it. Bunch of new worlds and heroes are being thrown across by each other. This actually was started by Doctor Doom. They'll get into more of that later, but that's kind of like where the storyline is. So as you're playing the game, you'll collect all these Doctor Doom type things, and you're really kind of uncovering the story as you play the game. But Master Weaver and his apprentice, Spider Zero, kind of have a disagreement. I got it up here. They go after it. And in that disagreement, 2 teams rally together. One is going after Master Weaver's objective of what he thinks they should do to save the Web of Destiny. The other group has teamed up with Spider Zero, and they are following her advice or her lead on what should they do to fix the Web of Destiny. So these 6 issues will go through with each team and their leader and how they're battling to fix this Web of Destiny. You have all sorts of great characters. I mean, you have all your mainline characters in here. Spider-Man and Venom come in right off the bat. With the Web of Destiny, you would kind of expect that, right? You have Thor, Wolverine. The battles are great. The artwork is awesome. It's really kind of more cartoony. It's not so much as like serious comic. Namor, Captain America. There's the squids. If you play the game, you know all about those guys getting on your nerves. Bruce Banner's in here. Luna Snow. As they battle through Doctor Strange, Iron Fist, I mean, the whole team, all of them are out there. And if you play the game, you are going to really love Penny Parker. You're going to really love this comic if you play the game and you're into the game, because this is going to kind of explain to you what's going on story-wise. As they battle it out, there's all sorts of funny quips and things go back and forth. it's more lighthearted. It's not so much of a dark or serious comic. It's a very lighthearted, just like playing the video game. Although sometimes playing that video game, it gets pretty serious. So, but in this, they have a lot of fun with this comic. They're having a fun time telling the story. There's a great team ups, just like in the series, in the game. Like Captain America and Thor actually have a team up together, and so here you see Thor doing it in the comic books. It's just neat. It's a neat comic to read. All 6 issues are very quick reads. I think maybe you could probably read all 6 of them in like 20-30 minutes or something. It explains things like why are the stages destroyed as you're playing through them. It's just a fun series. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who likes Marvel Rivals. If you're new to comic books and maybe you don't really read comics, but you do like this game, this is a cool intro to comic books. It'll kind of get you into it. And just look at this team. They're coming blasting in together. It's just awesome. I would recommend it. I would say it's a lot of fun, and I think it's something easy that just about anybody can get into. This is for your casual reader. The person who's more deep into comics, they might not respect as much of like, well, why are these characters doing things they typically wouldn't do, or fighting, maybe saying things they wouldn't say? You have to realize they have multiple versions of these characters from different dimensions. One of my big hangups in the game was Psylocke. I heard Psylocke talk, and she had an Asian accent. And I thought, that's not right. Psylocke has a British accent. That doesn't make any sense, but it's because it's a different Psylocke than the one in the main universe that I'm used to. But I really recommend Marvel Rivals comic. It's a lot of fun. I would definitely say for people who are coming into the game, this is a must read. If you want to understand the lore behind the game, sure, it gives you plenty of stories, but this is a must read. Tag along with it. If you're not so much into the game and you just stumbled upon this video because you like superheroes, I'd still recommend it to you. It's a fun read, and it might get you into the game. You might think, hey, that's a fun little story. I want to jump in and take some action myself and put it to it. So I would recommend the game. I recommend the comic series. Definitely recommend the game. I think as you go through the 6 issues, it's going to cover the whole stage, and I'm thinking they're breaking it down into the stages. Each stage has different layouts. And the Tokyo 2099, these 6 issues wrap up what happened there, why you're pushing the payload, why are you doing all the things you need to do. And then as it wraps all of that up, it leaves you kind of on this cliffhanger. You get into the Dr. Dooms. There's 2 Dr. Dooms fighting. And as they're fighting, all of a sudden you get this little thing here that says, Dr. Doom, 10 minutes ago, I was reading The Voyage of the Beagle to my children while they drifted off to sleep. And now I'm here. One of you is going to explain to me why. And if you don't, I'm going to get angry. And to quote a respected colleague of mine, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And then you get Reed Richards is talking there. He's got Thing, Invisible Woman, Human Torch. So the Fantastic Four coming into it. And that's where issue 6 leaves you off. 6 just dropped this week. So 1 through 6 are available right now. I'm really excited to see how they bring in the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards and Invisible Woman just dropped in the game with the new update. They're really fun characters to play. I am honestly not a big fan of the Fantastic Four, but playing with Invisible Woman and Reed Richards has made me respect them more and kind of like them more. And now I want to read the comics. So next time you'll see my face on a comic book related Nerdy Reads podcast content, myself and my boy Dylan are going to get into some Fantastic Four comics, and we're going to kind of talk about the Fantastic Four, what they mean to the comic book industry, what they mean to Marvel Rivals, and really kind of see what is this Fantastic Four. I'm kind of I'm not so much into them, but I'm starting to warm up to the idea of the Fantastic Four. They got a new movie coming out. So that's where we're going to leave you off today. Fantastic Four will be the next thing we do talk about, but I would, as far as the Marvel Rivals comic book series go, definitely recommend. If I had to say maybe 3 words to wrap it up, it definitely would be I'm a Rocket Raccoon main. That's 3. That's throw out Marvel Rivals stuff. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. I think anybody would like it. Video game experts, comic book experts. It's just a lot of fun for everybody. So go check it out. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.